It says the graph on the right models the average size in square feet of new homes built from 2002 to 2008. So it describes the average size of new homes in square feet during these years. Part A says the line passes through the points, this ordered pair and this ordered pair. They're showed on the graph as well. Explain the meaning of the first point. Choose the correct answer below. So this is the first point that they want us to interpret. 2002 and 2312 is the y-coordinate. Well, they told us that it showed us the size of new homes during this year. So this is the year, and this describes the average size in square feet. So basically in 2002, the average size in square feet was 2312. Is that what that ordered pair is saying? We look through these, and it looks like part B is the one that fits. In 2002, the average home size was 2312 square feet. None of the other ones really make sense, because part A might be another misleading one that has the same numbers used, but that one is saying the size is 2002, but we know 2002 is the year because it's the x-coordinate. X-coordinate is the year, and y-coordinate is the average size. So the answer is going to be B. Next one says, use the first point to write a point slope form of the equation of the line. So two keywords, point slope and equation of the line. Point slope form, remember, is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So I need to have a point and I need to have a slope to use. Well, we already know the point. It said use the first point, and here's the first point. So I can plug that in for my y-coordinate, 2312, and I can plug the 2002 for my x-coordinate, 2002. However, I'm not done because I don't know what the slope is, so I need to go determine the slope of this line as well. Well, how do I find the slope? I have to do the difference of the y values in the numerator over the difference of the x values in the denominator, which is the rise over run business we talk about. So y values upstairs, 2312, over the x values, 2008 minus 2002. So y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. Keep it consistent. Top y minus bottom y, top x minus bottom x. And when we do the math, we get 204 over 6, which actually gives us a slope of 32. So we go and we plug it back in, which means part B, the answer is y minus the y value, 2312, equals m, we just found to be 34, so we're going to plug that back into the m value. X minus 2002 was the x-coordinate they asked us to use. So part B, the answer is that equation, and we leave it as is because it just said give me the equation in point slope form. If it said give it in slope intercept form, we would distribute the 34, move the 2312, and then we would have y equals mx plus b. But the distinct thing they said was use the first point, meaning the first ordered pair, and give it to me in point slope form. So we're done with part B. Part C says use the graph to estimate the average size of a new home in 2006. Then use your equation from part B, so this guy over here, to estimate the size of a new home in 2006. Alright, so let's go to the graph. Using the graph, I have to go to the year 2006, and that's right here. Now, in order for me to get the average size of the home, I have to go to the y-coordinate. So I'm at 2006. I'm just going to walk over and see what the y-coordinate is. And I don't even really have to approximate. It looks like it is right around there, 2450 square feet is approximately or exactly, based on the graph that I see, 2450 square feet is the average size of a home built in 2006. That's in the first part. The second part says the calculated value of the average size. Well, calculated value, they just told me up here to use your equation. So I'm going to go back and use this guy over here the equation to find an approximation to the average size of a new home. So I'm going to use y minus 2312 equals 34x. Well, I know what x is now. That's what I'm going to plug in. 2006 is the x value. 2006 minus the 2002 that was already there. And that's going to give me y minus 2312 equals 206 minus 2002 is 4. So then we get 34 times 4. Then I'm going to solve for y. So add 2312 to both sides. And that gives me y equals 2448. So the calculated value from the equation is 2448 square feet. So the graph gave me 2450 square feet. By using my equation, which was approximating the line, I end up with 2448 square feet, which are pretty close if you see in value. Now part D says, interpret the slope as a rate of change. Choose the correct answer below. So let me go erase some of this and find room to interpret the slope, which we already know is 34. So for part D, we got slope is what they want us to interpret. Is m, it's rise over run, which is really the change in the y values over the change in the x values. For me, the y values are basically in square feet, because the y-axis is the size of the home, square feet. The x, the change in the x's is the change in the years that I'm looking at. So the ratio or the rate of change that's being described by the slope is square feet in relation to the years that go by. So since we know the slope is 34, we calculated that earlier over here when we were trying to find the equation of the line and point slope form. I'm going to put that as a fraction, 34 over 1. I know the numerator describes square feet, so I'm going to label it as such. And I know the denominator describes the years, so I'm going to label it as such. And based on this labeling, all it says is every 1 year, because I put a 1 in the denominator, every 1 year, the average size increases. Why am I saying increases? Because this is a positive number, not a negative 34, but a positive 34. So every year that goes by, the average home size increases in size by 34 square feet. All I'm doing is labeling the slope and interpreting the slope based on the labeling. Every year goes up by 34 square feet, and it looks like the answer that works here is home sizes increased on average by 34 square feet per year, which is basically what my slope says. So the answer here is A. None of the other ones really make sense. These are automatically gone because it wasn't an decrease. We can see the line is increasing going up, so obviously it can't be that the slope is describing something negative. It's either between A or B, and A is the one that makes sense because every 1 year 34 square feet, not the other way around.